Welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Veil. Today we are going to take actual questions from you. And what I did is I shared this through my different social media platforms and asked you for your question. So this will be answering some of those questions. We'll probably do this in I'd say like a 3-part series because we have a lot of questions. But the reason why I'm doing this is my podcast, Beyond the Veil, Free Psychic Readings, is on Buzzsprout. That's where I keep my podcast, so you can see it in many different places. But I am going to put it there exclusively. So first, I wanted to get my beautiful YouTube members, subscribers, Facebook, Instagram, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to ask a question to your spirit guides. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm trying to think. I may put little chapter markers per message, but don't hold me to that. I want to start with Christina from YouTube. You wanted insights on what time is like, I'm assuming for your spiritual team, for spirit guides, for, angels, our whole team. If we take in consideration that their vibration is higher than the vibration of light, so when they communicate with us, they really have to slow down their energy to kind of match ours. One of the best ways to truly connect where you can hear them is through meditation, but I know not everyone can take themselves to that place. But they are always thinking of you. They are always with you. They can give you, here's a little clue. You could have like this story, a memory, where if you told it to someone, it might take 10 minutes to tell them the story, maybe a half an hour, but you can get that memory, the full story, in like seconds. That's your spiritual team. They want you to remember that for some reason. They'll send you signs within combinations of numbers, definitely songs. And what I want you to remember is your spirit guides have lived many lifetimes with you before. So they know you well, and you know them. You just don't know that you know them yet. Well, Christine, I kind of get a feeling that you do. But that's what I would say on what it's like for them. I don't feel like they can interfere. They can certainly help push us in the right direction. That's what these signs would be. And I feel like also your intuition, that is definitely something you want to listen to. I know you know this, Christine, but for those who don't, this is really how your spiritual team speaks to you. Okay, I think I'm going to let that one be, so I want to thank Christine for that. And now I'm going to go to Linda. Initials are LE. That's what I asked for, either a first name or your initials, however you want it to be. Will your true love return? Well, will your true love return? Probably sooner versus later, I'm thinking. The first thing I do feel your soulmates. I do feel that you've had a lot of spiritual growth in your life. I definitely feel like your spirit guides give you epiphany signs. And I do feel like this person is your soulmate. It's interesting because I feel like this time period that you've been alone, let's say, I feel like you have had so much spiritual growth that I hope you don't look at that time period, as a waste of time. It was anything other. Maybe even the reason why, there was a separation. It's like the world needs your energy. But you are soulmates. Um, I do feel like there is a chance that this could come back together. I do feel that the two of you really make a great couple. Um, I'm trying to figure out what broke you up, but that's not really your question. But what I'm really feeling like the abundance of love. I definitely feel like you're soulmates. Listen, I definitely feel like you'll be okay if this doesn't come together. You will find love. I definitely feel love is on the table for you. But I feel like you may have a good chance of this coming back together. And let me specify that I feel like a big part of it is your energy. Like, I feel like your energy has evolved. Um, yeah, I do. Like, I feel like do not be upset with like any time period of being alone, because I feel like it's really served you well. Maybe you haven't seen the fruits of that labor yet, but you will. But yes, you're soulmates, and I feel very good about this, Linda. I do feel very good about this. And I kind of feel like this person is thinking about you. Probably thinks about you often. Maybe thinking about you right now. And I feel like the one thing that could have been what caused the breakup was some type of imbalance. And I feel like whatever the imbalance was, and it could have been both, because I feel like you feel balanced now, and maybe they are now becoming also balanced. And then that feels like the right time to me. So I like what I'm feeling, Linda. But I do also want to say, I feel like your guides want to make sure that you know that you will have great love in your life, whether it be this person or someone else. We have more than one soulmate. But it looks to me, it feels very good. Like what I'm picking up feels very good. So, c'est la vie. Let's let that be. All right, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to Jean, initials GP. You're in a relationship, 4 years, and you have a partner really in name only, but you feel this responsibility because she's not well. I get this feeling that, by the way, you're in a 9 personal year. I don't know why I looked that up for you, but you're in a 9 personal year. Definitely the year of reflection. And we're in a universal year 9. So this is probably why you're really thinking of potentially life-changing movement. So I feel like if your partner wasn't sick, I feel you would move on. Because I feel that you're not happy. And it's interesting because I feel the energy of the hermit right away. Like going deep within, making decisions. It's one of those things where I understand your situation. It's hard to leave because you do feel the responsibility, but yet you yourself aren't happy. I feel like as you go through this year, this reflection that you're having, I definitely feel like you're meant to have it. Because I do feel like you have a right to be happy, to live life, according to your terms. But you know, that's kind of a free will decision. I feel like there is, well, let me just put it this way. I feel like in your mind, you wish you could just pick up and move. You wish you could just start the life that you want to start. You know, find the romance that I think you said you haven't had any true relationship, you know what I'm saying. It's been a while. It's been a while. So, I don't want to say step outside the relationship, but I do feel that, and it may take this whole year where this reflection, like, be really honest with yourself, very truthful with yourself. You can also love someone from afar, even help take care of someone. But what I worry about with you, because she's not well right now, I'm just wondering if, like, if you did leave, the guilt would get you right now. You know what I mean? Like, the guilt, like, you would feel too guilty. But I do feel like there are changes coming up. And I feel like the changes are coming from you. I do feel like you are a wise old soul. So being in the Hermit's energy, in the universal year of the Hermit, makes complete sense. I feel like, Jean, the best thing I can tell you is be true to you. But I do feel like the guilt is what may stop you. And I feel like you're the one who has to make that decision, because I don't feel like there's love. Well, there's love, but I don't feel romantic love. I just feel love of, we've been living together. Like, I think you said you spent, well, I'm not sure it was you. Somebody said they spent half a decade. But anyway, so I feel like that is the best thing I can say to you. Will you ever leave her? Well, I think the opportunity will show itself, but will you do it? That, again, is free will. But I do feel like an opportunity is going to show itself. And that may be something that comes directly from you, where you just feel like, okay, enough is enough. So I'd say be true to you. I do feel like you deserve to be happy. But the only thing I worry about is, will you carry guilt along with you if you do leave? So I think I'm going to leave that there. That was a little difficult one to answer because free will is in there so much. But I definitely feel like that you do want to move on. And I don't feel like it's coming from a bad place at all. I feel like you feel like, just had enough. So do some reflection and then make a decision off of that. But again, be true to yourself. I feel like that's number one. Okay, I'm going to let that be. And I'm going to go to 8F. 8F. Will you achieve financial independence? 8F. Will you receive financial, or will you have financial independence? It's interesting because I think I wrote it that way. I feel like something had happened, that something happened in your life that had a financial impact. I feel like, I don't know if it was like losing of a job, changing of a job, excuse me, but I feel like somewhere along something happened, and Now, I also want to say, I feel like your spirit guides are pushing you a little bit also, because I feel like there's some talents, abilities, could even be something you went to school for. I feel like you have the ability to create financial abundance for yourself. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm doing, like I'm gonna be a business owner. But I could see that. I could see that in your future. I feel like, Kate, just be careful, because I feel like there could be some emotional situations that are also affecting the financial. And what I mean by that is there could be some type of emotional situation that doesn't allow you to give your finances or your abilities, I want to put it that way, the opportunity to shine. But you have it within you. No doubt you have it within you. And I am picking up, like, your individuality and other people, like, admiring what you do. So it could be even some of the experiences you've had in this lifetime and maybe past lifetimes, um, that I feel you're going to be using in some manner. And I feel like this will help definitely increase your finances. Be true to you. Follow your whims, follow your dreams. Don't be afraid to apply for jobs that seem outside of your comfort zone, because I get this feeling you may need to be outside of your comfort zone, but also be true to yourself, because I feel like you have a lot to offer the world. So, um, will you achieve financial independence? I feel like you have every opportunity. I feel like you have the abilities. You just have to really focus upon it. And I want to say that I feel like, the more you look within yourself, I feel like the more opportunities may show. And that's because your spirit guides are also helping you. So I feel like you have a very good chance to have financial independence. And I feel like it's coming because of your individuality. So no mask. Even if I'm applying for a job, it's like walk in, act like, even if you don't know everything you think that you need to know, apply for it anyway. Like, see yourself there. See yourself financially independent, because I do feel like you're going to find it. All right. So, Kate, we're going to let that be. Okay. So we are moving on to Denise. Denise, interesting question. Is your father, your biological father, and is this a dark secret that your mom kept? So interesting. And I didn't write it down, but I feel like you told me you were either 50 or 60. Okay. So, biological father. I feel like he is. I feel like he is. If, well, yeah, I'm just really trying to feel if, if it's not so, if he's not your biological father, but all I can feel is that he is your biological father. Yet I'm also wondering, like, I think of like a step parent who raises a child who really does feel like a father. But to me, I do feel Okay, I do feel it. Um, and I feel like that's coming from a very high source. You know, probably one of your spirit guides who know you. Um, but yeah, I do feel like he's your biological father. I don't know if it's too late to have like any tests done or what have you, but it just feels that way. And I'm not feeling the energy of like mom taking these deep dark secrets. You know, she may have had some, um, but I don't feel like that's one of them. And I'm just gonna let that be. I'm gonna trust what I'm feeling. But I also want to say, you know, there are definitely tests out there. It could be too late. I don't know. Um, like for some reason, I get a feeling it may be. But yeah, I feel like he's your dad. Okay. Um, Beth. We'll do a couple more. So I'm going to do Beth. BE. Is your person out there, and will you meet in this lifetime? Well, I already know the answer is yes. I feel that. Um, I don't feel like it's right away. The answer is yes. You do have someone out there. Someone that I feel that you are going to make a true commitment to. So probably marry. Um, I just don't think it's yet. But don't think like, you know, years and years from now. I just don't feel like it's, let's just say within the next couple months. I feel like there's going to be someone, probably a soulmate, who's going to look at you. And I don't mean even like, you know, what you look like, but it's going to look at you with this admiration in their eyes. It's one of the ways you're going to be able to know and trust that this is a really good love, because they're going to love you for who you are. Like no mask is needed. And I do feel like when you meet this person, I feel like very quickly you're going to be, well, let's put it this way, like I feel like once you connect, the connection won't be broken. This feels like a dream coming true. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I feel somewhere in the summertime, I feel like you're out and about. And I don't know if you're running into someone, um, but I definitely feel like you're out and about. And you could certainly run into someone you already know, or this could be somebody brand new, but I feel like that's the day that it happens. And from that day on, the connection never breaks. Now, there is free will, and even our spirit guides can't interrupt our free will. But not only do I feel like you have great love on your path, it's destined. It definitely feels like destined love. It's just not right now, but it's soon enough. You know, I definitely feel summer, like late summer. I don't even want to go into fall. So I feel like somewhere around summertime. Beautiful. I'm happy to give that message. All right. I'm going to do one more today, and then I'll come back. We'll do another one and continue. I have a lot of questions, but I'm glad. I love answering your questions. So, PD, I believe it's Pricilla. When will be a good time to move abroad? And you already know the country where you want to move. So When would be the best time? You know what I'm hearing? Sooner versus later. Sooner versus later. I feel like wherever you're moving to, because I do feel like you're going to make that move, I feel, it's interesting. I feel like location can play a part in our energetic field. You know what I mean? Like, we can live in one part of the world and feel like nothing's working out, and then we move, and then everything starts working out. But that's what I feel for you. I feel like this new location, the country you have in mind, it feels very abundant. And I don't mean just money. I mean in your life. It feels like a good time. So I feel like the sooner the better. Like, I feel like your spirit guides are saying, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Maybe you're waiting for money. All of a sudden, I just heard money. Well, because I feel that you are going to be so happy there, I definitely feel like your guides are going to help you in some way. But the answer to your question of when, it's like your guides are saying, the sooner the better, my dear. The sooner the better. Okay, I'm going to let that be for right now. I don't want to make him too long, but I'll probably be on later tonight. Continue answering questions. You can put questions underneath this podcast if you wish. But remember, I'm doing this because I'm eventually moving it exclusively to Buzzsprout. And yeah, it just feels like what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to trust that. But I'll make sure I get all the questions answered before I leave. Well, I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm not leaving my other platforms. I'm just taking this podcast over to a podcast place, where it belongs. So I thank you all. I'm so happy to answer your questions. I ask you to ask just one question for right now, so I can get as many people, answer their questions. But I thank you. I thank you for your trust. Your spiritual team thanks you for your trust. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye-bye.